everybody, it's Talk About It Tuesday, and today we're talking ClearWater Artist Studios. What is ClearWater Artist Studios? It's historic, it's new age, and it's futuristic. How? We're about to find out. Let's go in and talk to Sarah Gay, the manager. Knock, knock, Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So, I have a question.
Shoot.
Can you give us a tour and help teach all of our citizens about ClearWater?
I would love to.
We know a lot of citizens drive by and they see ClearWater Artist Studios and they wonder, what exactly is that building? What goes on there? What are the city's plans for that building? Can you help enlighten us and tell us what exactly goes on in here?
I know it's confusing. I hear that a lot. I didn't even know this was here. So I am here welcoming people. For anybody who wants to come and take a tour, you're very welcome. So let's go take a virtual tour.
Yay! Thank you!
All right. And I wore my special ClearWater Artist Studios t-shirt just because I knew you were coming.
Woo!
These are actually for sale, and that's just a shameless plug.
Yay!
So welcome. This is our lobby. ClearWater Artist Studios has been operating like an art studio already for 10 years. And before we go any further, we're going to go right in and meet one of the artists who's been here for all of those 10 years, Louise Farley. So she's right here in the studio right across from the door. Everybody that comes usually gets to meet her. If you're here before 4 o'clock, that is. Louise! Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So this is Allison Sigmund. She's with the city.
Hi,
Allison. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Your shirt.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. So everybody, this artist likes to compliment you. So come in and see this artist if you need a boost every day. Way to go. So Louise, tell the public what exactly is ClearWater Artist Studios, not only to you, but what is something that they should know about this studio? Why is it important? Why is it important to the community? What is one message that you would like to share?
I couldn't live without it.
Aw. Okay.
What you should know is the awesome work that Louise does.
Oh.
I mean, just take a look around. And she teaches, and so she's one of the artists that consistently has students in her studio. So she's got a Sunday morning student, a young girl, and she's had several students in just the last couple of weeks. We just put a post on the Facebook page about that.
Ooh, so tell me about the Facebook page.
Oh yeah, oh we have a Facebook page. We also have an Instagram page.
Yeah. Oh, an Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. Louise, along with all the other artists, is empowered to put their own stuff on the Facebook page. So sometimes we'll see artworks up there that the artists are doing. And sometimes we'll see pictures from our events, which we do have events here.
So, Louise, you host or you teach students, and so if you have availability,
I
you may
teach
post.
here. I teach off campus too. I mean, I guess this is a campus, right?
Yeah, we're at campus.
So you'll post if you have availability here to teach some students. You will post that.
I do. Right now,
Okay.
I'm teaching one-on-one,
Okay.
but I have enough space. I could do a larger class. I just haven't done that for a long time.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna walk around and
Please
look at a
do.
few of your paintings.
Please do. Don't look at the trash on the floor.
Oh.
Actually,
Wow.
she is one of the cleaner studios.
Oh, really? Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's
These
Mrs.
are
Zimmer.
beautiful.
Thanks.
So show me that space where you teach around the back of this wall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I usually have
Back
students
here?
over
Back
here. They work on this drawing board.
So one of the things that we want to
Until
emphasize
they've been working.
about this facility is this is not just a museum.
You took a picture of my trash can. No. It's a place where anybody can come and look around at art and learn about it if they want to.
People can come learn and work. Correct, Sarah?
Yeah, learn and work, definitely. We're working on group classes as well.
Very
So we got a lot of artists in the community
Yeah,
that
we've
want
had
to
those
teach.
before in the past.
We have
We've
this.
had a lot of
Yep.
community classes there.
Yeah, we have. Louise has been available. A lot of the other artists have also been available, and now we're talking with Parks and Rec as well as other artists in the community who want to come and teach. And we have a brand new space that they can use
Yeah,
downstairs.
they're expanding downstairs. Is gonna be.
Which
We just finished our renovations, so we will
which
see that.
we will get to in
Yeah.
just a minute. So hold tight, everybody, y'all. Of course, all the artwork that you do see, it is for sale. So you can always come and purchase any of the artwork that you do see at any time. Bye, Louise.
Bye, Allison.
And you can always come see Louise at any time.
Please do.
Before 4. Before 4. All right. So we'll stop over here and talk about a little bit of the history of this building. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit of history?
Sure. This was a banner. We just kind of put this together so that people would have a short and sweet, I don't know, blurb about what happened here.
Okay.
But so we have an old building out on the other end of campus that was built in 1920.
Okay.
It goes back a ways, and that was the city building a water supply depot for the fire department in 1920. That building did survive. There was another one like it that got torn down. The reservoir behind it got filled in. This building was built as a water treatment center after that, and the bottom level of this building, as well as one of the buildings right outside the door here, were called clear wells, where they stored the water. So that photograph up in the corner there, that's a sketch that's been pulled from a historic photograph of one of the fire trucks in the 40s or 50s pulling water from the bottom of this building. And then later they built the top of this building. They built a new water treatment center and closed out all the water coming into this place and made this an operations center. So this was the city's center of operations for electrical supply and water and sewer up until 1998. And then we built the Brown Center that all the city employees know and love, where they have operations for both electrical and sewer as well as fleet. And this building sat here. And so the planning department got together with the Gibson Village neighborhood. This is the neighborhood we're in, Gibson Village neighborhood, and it has a very strong community association. And Steve Osborne, our director, got together with, he wasn't the director then, but he got together with the neighbors. They held a series of planning charrettes, which is a meeting. Everybody gets together and brainstorms and has ideas. And some of the neighbors were familiar with an artist who had started renting space in one of the vacant buildings, and they suggested this be turned into an artist village. And that was this beginning. We are officially a community development project. We are leveraging HUD-funded grants to help the neighborhood get access to the arts and help the artists build their own viable art practice. So all of these working studios are where they build their practice.
Wonderful. So I know that several of the artists are not in, but
And we have our day shift and then our night shift.
yes.
Yes.
So can we just peep in some windows?
Sure.
And then I know that throughout the building there's a lot of potential. And I told the audience before, there is a lot of potential and future things that are hopeful to come for this building in the future.
Yeah.
With a lot of community support in the future. Of course, with everything comes planning and budget and everything else.
Yep.
But can we take a tour and see what hopes and dreams
Absolutely.
are in the future?
Yeah.
And just so the community knows, you know, if we get support, here's some things that may come of this building.
Yeah, we are also, just really quick, we're working very closely with the Community Association, and they are on the second year of producing the Gibson Village Fall Festival. So that's coming up. October 19th, we're going to have it inside and outside, upstairs and downstairs, with artists participating, and then a lot of the attractions that they are bringing to the event. So Saturday, October 19th, save the date.
Wonderful. All right, well, let's take a walk.
Let's go.
All right. Do you want to, can we
Yeah.
peep in those?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So if you come in and you go down the hall, first off, this is our before and after shots.
Ooh.
So I don't know if you can get it with the glare, but you know, this is kind of how it was, the condition it was in before all the renovations, and then
Before.
and then after. And then this was as of about 5 years ago.
Before. After.
And so then we came and brought some color, got the artists in their studios. And there are 2 studios down at the end of the hall here. So,
All right.
one of them is another artist who's been with us almost from the get-go, Sonia Falayan.
Okay.
She does fabric and design work She's usually not here during the day because she has so many other gigs
Okay.
going on. So she teaches African drumming and African dance and also fabric and poetry. But she's got a lot of great stuff going on. She does a lot of tie-dye, surface design, etc. So we're working on getting some great classes given by her as well. And then here, hey Julia. So this is Julia Lawing's studio, and Julia is our most recent addition. She just moved into her studio in January.
Hi.
Julia, this is Allison Sigmund.
Hi, Julia.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, welcome. I love ClearWater. I'm glad to be here.
Julia, you're here almost every day, right?
Yeah, I try to be. Most weekdays I'm here unless I'm out of town.
Yeah.
So, Miss Julia, tell me one thing that you would like for residents of Concord to know about ClearWater Studios.
Okay, well, I just want them to know that we're here, most of all, and that we're doing a lot of great work here. That we have so many artists working in various mediums, and we would love to see more of the public. We love visitors, and it's been great seeing some new faces around here, and some visitors come in on open studio days, but contact me anytime. I'd be glad to let you in to visit if you are so interested.
Julia mentioned that we have Open Saturday Studio, or Open Studio Saturdays.
Yes.
So every second Saturday of the month is Second Saturday Open Studios, and Julia is one of the artists who has routinely been here to welcome the public, so thank you.
Yeah, sure.
And that means the public can come in, see artists working in their studios, like this lovely lady,
Yeah.
and ask them questions, find out what they're doing, maybe learn a little bit about what it's like to be an artist, etc., as well as look in the gallery.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
the second Saturday Open Studios is a time when anybody can just stop in.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you, Julia.
Nice to meet you, Allison.
All right. So down the long hallway. This is some work by Barbara Ellis, abstraction. She's actually developed this style since she started leasing a studio here about 6-7 years ago. And that was in part due to our giant easels, which are hidden in the stairwell. So I'll show you these giant easels. These are frameworks. With these hooks, they can actually hook over the trusses that are holding up our ceiling and rest on the floor, and then they provide a 4x8 foot workspace for the artists. So once Barbara Ellis began experimenting on those, she started working really large, and these abstract pieces are now what's getting her into galleries. So that's kind of been exciting to see.
So tell me, you and I had a conversation earlier this week, and we were talking about how this building has brought community together in so many different ways. Tell me how those frames have brought the community together. And you don't have to tell me names, but tell me how those frames have brought the community together.
Those frames were what supported the community, the live painting, co-painting events that we had last summer during an exhibit that was thought up by one of our community members who now lives here, Michael Frank. Michael, if you're watching, shout out to you. Had an exhibit on the walls of artwork collaboratively made by artists from all over the world. And Michael arranged 3 live painting events. So we used those giant easels up on the walls, and I can get you pictures of these if you'd like. And 2 of the live painting events had the first one was members of the Global Artist Project who were within a 2-hour radius came together, and there were about 7 or 8 artists all working together to create these giant collage and painted pieces, sort of as a demonstration, and that was open for the public to watch. And then at the end of the summer, on August 11th last year, we had a family live painting day. So we had about 4 or 5 families come in, about 15 to 18 people at one time, working on these giant surfaces and painting and putting scraps of collage in there and pictures, and it was about the most harmoniously conducted group event that any of them had been in. A lot of them said, this is really amazing to see everybody working and smiles the entire time. They worked together for about 3-4 hours, and we got this fabulous collage piece that we then hung here on our walls for the next couple months. It was pretty cool.
And tell me, who made those frames? What industry did
yes.
those?
So when we came up with this idea, I was brainstorming with Walter Stanford. So Walter and I were brainstorming on what we could do to help break people out of the box, you know, and get them working differently. We came up with the idea for those giant easels, and we reached out to the community and said, who do you know around here who can weld? So we got referrals to Ron Peterson, who is with 26 Industries, which is now located right behind us, nicknamed Pork Chop. He welded one of those for us out of steel. And then we also went out to Tammy Stallings, I think is her name. And Sophisticated Steel Productions is her business. And she was very excited to make one out of aluminum for us, which actually rotates. So it can provide a horizontal or a vertical 8-foot working surface. So those are, you know, an example of how we hired some local talent to get made what we need made.
So at the end of the day, this is all about the community within Concord coming together to utilize not only a community building, but community talents.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah,
Wonderful.
we'll also be talking with Ron Peterson about some fabrication efforts for some of our public artwork. So
Wonderful.
it's kind of ongoing. And he did sculpt our very first newly installed public art work, which was a brainchild of the Gibson Village Community Association. And that sculpture is now in our greenway. They just installed it a couple months ago.
Wonderful.
So that was cool too.
Wonderful. All right, well, let's keep on our
All right.
tour.
So this is our gallery. This is just an exhibit of tenant artists' work. So a lot of the works by our tenant artists. All of the works in here by our tenant artists, in fact. So we have Julia Lang, whom we just spoke with. And then on this wall we have Kevin Harris, who is in Studio 102. And then on this far wall we have the work of Gordon C. James, which is the next artist we're going to say hello to. So Gordon paints exceptionally fine figurative work, as you can see in these paintings. And he has taught, he has worked at Hallmark Cards, he's been a fine artist for over 25 years. But lately he's been gaining a lot of awards, a lot of attention, and a lot of good commissioned work as this children's book illustrator. So Crown, which you're seeing here, An Ode to the Fresh Cut, was a collaboration with Charlotte artist Derek Barnes. And all of those awards on its cover are only some of the awards that the two won for that book. And then he went on to illustrate Letter Buck, which was published last year and is now winning lots of awards as well. Fabulous book about an African-American bronco rider in the 1920s. And so this studio is where Gordon paints all of his original illustrations. And I think he may be in his studio. Oh, he's here working right now. Gordon, are you up for saying hello to the public? This is Allison Sigmund. She's with City Public Affairs.
Hey, Allison.
Hi, how are you? Good. I gotta raise my camera up. You're a little taller than I am. Gordon, what is one message? You're on Facebook, obviously. What is one message that you would like to tell the community in Concord about ClearWater Artist Studios, about coming to ClearWater, or about this facility? What is one message?
I'd like to say that we have a lot of great artists here, and a lot of us are making our living at this. So if you had a kid that was curious about doing art, or some of us teach, I feel like it's a great community resource, and people just don't recognize or realize that it's here. So you have a lot of people doing a lot of really cool and big things.
Well, obviously you're winning national awards for your art, your art in books.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I don't think a lot of people in this community realize we have local, nationally known artists right here. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, that is an amazing picture.
Thank you. It's for a book that I'm working on. It's almost due, so it's time to get back to it.
That's intriguing. So for a book,
Mm-hmm.
you have to draw it that large and then they condense it?
Well, yeah, that's how I choose to work. A lot of illustrators work digitally. Some work the exact size. I like to work large. I try to bring kind of a fine artsy feel to the children's books.
Oh, interesting. That's
Yeah,
that's
check out
very
a few more of these down here.
yeah.
Yeah, and then tell her a little bit more, Gordon, about the process. Once you get done with this, what do? You send it?
I actually photograph it here. I send a digital file up to New York, and we'll see what the art directors think of it, whether any changes have to be made before it goes off to the printer.
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting.
So these are all taken down now. You had them up on the wall before this.
Yeah, I was photographing them today.
Yeah.
Oh.
I do some portrait work also.
Yeah, we should mention that because you're so busy with the children's books anymore, but you do still do commissions,
Yeah,
right?
I do commission work
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank
Would
you.
love to come back and chat with you, but right now we got a tour.
We got to keep going. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Have a
It was
great night.
pleasure. Thank you.
All right. So this is the gallery again. This is a space that we have held weddings in, corporate meetings, birthday parties, baby
Wait.
showers.